Don't be fooled. This is a real life game. HayprO versus Zenio. Predictions, Ben. It's a tough one to predict, but
yeah.
I'm going for the Bonjour.
The Banjo, the Bonjour Banjo.
Banjo. I like Banjo more.
They're both really good. They're teammates. Okay. My completely unbiased, honest opinion is I think that HayprO is a little bit better. But I also think that Zenio is tricky and that he can do things that just catch people so off guard. I'm going to take Zenio here. I'm going to disagree with you this time.
Well, we'll see who's right, Ben. We were right about the first match today, so high five to us. Can we high five ourselves?
Air five.
Not bad.
Not bad, Chance.
But HayprO is actually going for a 10 pull, Ben. So why you said that Zenio is the one who can be a little bit tricky. It seems that HayprO is the tricky one so far. Zenio not scouting with a drone yet, and we can only pray for Zenio that he's not actually going hedge first.
Yeah, this is one of these new sort of aggressive ZVZ openings. If you do this build against 14-14, which is kind of the standard around which most of ZVZ is gauged.
He's going hedge first, man.
All right, well, I'll just disregard that point because that's not what we're going to see at all. Zenio going to try to hatch first against a 10-pooling HayprO.
Wow.
HayprO just mining gas.
What would that do with the team spirit, man? When you 10-pull your opponent.
I can't believe you cheesed me in NASL, man. You like fight at the next big LAN.
That's gonna be like a sore thing forever, but we'll see. Of course, HayprO hasn't won it yet, but this is pretty much a dream scenario that he could face with his 10-pull.
Yeah, this is pretty much best case. I wonder if he's gonna go. Oh yeah, it looks like he is gonna go Zergling speed, not just gonna go straight to slow Banelings and slow Zerglings, which is smart. Spawning pool for Zenio has pretty much just begun, so he's going to have a lot of time where he's got to micro his drones well. Why are you going this way, HayprO?
I think because he knows that the Overlord is there, but he's probably still going to get spotted by the other Overlord, even though it's going to be close. Yes, the other Overlord will spot it, but still, nay for effort, because the timing of that would have been so sick if he actually wouldn't have been spotted by this Overlord. But he lost a little bit of time right now, but I still like the idea a lot.
The bad news for Zenio is that he used up all of his larvae. He went up to 17 drones, which means that even when his pool finishes, he's only going to be able to make 1 or 2 lings. That's not enough to really challenge HayprO in a heads-up fight.
Oh, he cancels the hedge.
Okay. I don't know what he hopes to achieve with that. As we can see, he's still got all this money. He started his queen. He started his Zerglings. That was a really weird move. That extra hatchery was sort of the advantage that he was banking on. Because now he's going to have slowlings against speedlings.
He does have way more drones, though.
Yeah, he can definitely afford to lose a couple. It's 17-11. He's even going to throw down a spine crawler. This makes a little bit of sense.
Well, a lot of Zerglings on the way for HayprO, and speed is almost ready. Speed is going to be ready within 25 seconds. But the longer that Zenio holds on, the better it is for him, because he has a 6 drone lead in this phase of the game.
If he can buy time for the spine crawler to finish, he might be okay.
But
Queen
speed
comes
is
out.
ready.
Oh, I just don't know if it's going to be enough. Zenio.
3, 2, 1.
Speed finishes, and now things get really tricky. There's a second spine crawler down. Every drone going to be pulled off the line. I don't think it's going to matter. The queen dies.
He's already rebuilding his queen, though.
1 spine. Going to get focused. Drones trying to fight as well as they can. Spine crawler does finish, and maybe just
so many
maybe
Zerglings streaming in for HayprO. A ton of Zerglings streaming in right now, so Zenio is going to lose this spine crawler. The second one is almost ready though, so maybe he's going to be able to keep that one alive.
Does complete, couple more lings, very near completion. The second queen pops out and just dies immediately. That spine crawler really worth its weight in gold right now. Lings trying to poke in and pick off as many drones as they can right now. Still no extra droning coming from HayprO. He's just going completely all in with this, which means he's still behind at 16 drones to 11.
Indeed, he has a lot of money, so he could drop a hatch if he wants to. HayprO up to 400 minerals right now. Okay, now he just made 10 links, so he spent a little bit of the money, but he's still only on 11 drones. Yeah. I mean, so far it was good for HayprO, but he still needs to do more than this.
It turns out that Zenio's choice to cancel that hatchery was absolutely the right one. He has spent all of his money. Those 2 spine crawlers really saving him. It's 15 drones to 11.
2 spines and 2 queens.
That's right. That's even a 3rd queen that's out right now.
Yeah, 2 additional queens, I meant.
So finally, Zenio stabilizes enough to start his own Zergling speed, and while he is supply blocked, I'm curious to see if he goes back to droning or if he's going to just try to sit on these units or continue to produce some units.
HayprO has a 10 Zergling lead, but is that really enough to bounce your head into a spine crawler and a queen?
With wings and a spine crawler, I don't think that it is enough, but if they get caught away, that would maybe change things. Zenio a little bit sloppy there, allowing his slowlings to be caught out in the open. Here we go. HayprO going to be in for a big fight. Every one of the Zerglings melting away, and the lings of HayprO just doing tons of damage to Zenio's production line. He's down to 13 drones against 16. Finally, HayprO pulls ahead a little bit.
Yeah, HayprO's playing this so nice. I really loved how he did that and also how he got out in time. How often don't you see a Zerg sacrificing all of his Zerglings? But since he's actually going for Banelings, and we see the Baneling nest in production right now, he just did what he had to do, forcing Zenio to once more remake Zerglings rather than drones, even though he's making drones right now, because I guess he feels safe with double Spinecrawler, double Queen.
You don't want to give up that ramp. If Zenio can retake his ramp, he's safe. At least for the time being. There's going to be no coming up that ramp with Queens blocking and a Spinecrawler behind it.
Zenio getting his own Baneling nest now as well.
Oh, Zenio, you're so smart. Now he's going to sit on this ramp with the Queens. You really need to get the second one down there, though, Zenio. HayprO could still walk up. He's going to try to get one more inject. Lucky for him, HayprO's nowhere close. We might just see HayprO expand. That's exactly what's going to happen. So he's going to use these speed links to maintain map control while taking his natural.
Right now we do have 2 additional drones, or actually 4 additional drones for Zenio, so Zenio's economy is a little bit better right now again. Both players are going for Zergling, Baneling. So far really entertaining and action-packed game.
Yeah, very close. And I often tune into these games to be like, okay, what can I learn? And I don't know how much you can learn from this. This has just been a clinic on decision-making and positioning versus build orders and things of that nature.
Well, we do have 2 Banelings over here.
Oh no, Zenio, that's a big mistake, losing a lot of lings to a single Baneling, and that takes away his ability to mount any sort of active defense. He's probably, well, he's got some Banelings morphing, but this hatchery may have to be canceled.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for him to keep that one alive. For the people who just tune in, once more, this game is being played live. The first 2 games we casted from replays, but this one is live, so it's a little late for HayprO and it's a little early for Zenio. But
so many Zerglings coming in from every angle. That's a pretty good Baneling connection there, but all the Banelings are gone now. No energy for trans, or there was energy for transfuse, but there was no position for it. And HayprO just continuing to ride this army advantage that he's had this whole game. Trying to stream down and save his hatchery is
with
Zenio.
the Banelings. If I were him, we'll just blow up the Banelings right now. He even kills the hatchery. No cancel by Zenio.
Oh no, Queen falling as well, and Zenio's in trouble now. He can't even inject larva at this point.
He still has a 4-drone lead though, for what it's worth, but he lost both Queens. And you told me so many times, man, all the times whenever I played CVZ, whenever you can pick up the Queen, do it, because it deals a huge blow to the economy and just the overall production of your opponent. And that advantage HayprO has right now. But still, I must say, like, it feels that HayprO keeps making nice moves. He keeps trading well. I feel that everything goes well for HayprO, but Zenio is far from down and out.
Yeah, he's not out of it. HayprO's gonna bounce ahead here if he continues to drone. And production tab shows us that he
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, he's just doing.
He's
What are
freeballing,
you
man.
gonna do, HayprO? Maybe he wants to pop a scout in there and see what's up before he makes a decision. He's got a lot of larvae. He's got 10 larvae saved. I think that's exactly what he wants to do. Just get a look at his opponent. And there it is. 10 drones going to go down. That's going to put him at a pretty healthy position. 32 drones to 25 as soon as those pop.
He's going to spot these Banelings from Zenio over here on the north side of his natural, and a couple of these Zerglings as well, so he should be able to deal with this.
Going to use Banelings to kill Banelings.
Which is not bad, but Zenio used to be the one with the better economy. Right now, HayprO is the one with the better economy after those 10 drones. So yeah, then you can say that's a smart trade.
Yeah, and it's really all about those Queens, because HayprO has been able to basically get 2 injection cycles that Zenio was not allowed to obtain. Now, layers coming for Zenio. We might be seeing some kind of a weird burrow timing. HayprO is still on just hatch tech. Oh, a little bit of a fight here in the natural. Baneling's just going to be detonating on some Zerglings. Finally, Zenio cleans that up. But pretty, you know.
I'm surprised that HayprO never decided to tech, despite being in a pretty comfortable spot for quite a while. And it seems like he just wants to go for a big Roach push. He has a little bit of money saved up. He has quite a bit of gas. And now we see that he's getting +1 as well for the Roaches. And he's throwing down 3 additional extractors. So
should really get burrow if he's going to make a Roach push.
So Zenio is going for the speed Roach, while HayprO goes for normal Roaches.
Why is HayprO not getting layer? That's what I don't really understand. He's got infinity gas and no layer. I hope he hasn't tried to start it and like didn't have the money for whatever reason and forgotten, as that would be a really big deal. Finally layer starts.
Yeah, he has so much money. He has 700 minerals, 400 gas. It's a huge amount of money in his EVZ. Taking a look at the income tab right now, guys, we see HayprO at 44 drones. We see Zenio at 30 drones.
Cute little move here in the third base. HayprO sending a queen all the way down there to try and get this Overlord. Zenio sees it at the last second. I don't know if he's going to get away or not, though. It's going to be kind of close.
Queen is going to get it for sure. For show,
man. Overdrive.
For show.
Overdrive kicking in on the Overlord.
Oh, Queen. Queen's got this, man.
Boom. Zenio is supply blocked because of that, and he actually just now starts an Overlord. He's going to want to start a couple more.
It's a little bit sloppy. Well, HayprO's up 18 drones, and that's a really, really big amount. I love the ZVZ so far, though. HayprO trying to get a scout off, knows exactly what he's facing. He sees all these roaches streaming down from Zenio. Zenio is going to have speed roaches, though. It's going to be slow roach against speed roach, but will that really matter when you're outnumbered?
If he had gotten burrow, I think it would have been a little bit better. Zenio's lair does finish up, so
wow,
he'll be able to
actually,
make overseers.
Zenio has way more roaches right now.
Yeah,
it's 19
there's a
against
spine
12.
crawler up here. I don't think that's... Well, it's going to be very close. Banelings are going to come in and get picked off with good micros. So
they just need to save some time. That's all that HayprO really needs. Army supply. Zenio does have a small advantage.
Yeah, Zenio's... well, I mean, HayprO's fine now. He's got 17 roaches against 19, and he's got that high ground. So he'll have the defender's advantage, as we like to say. Ooh, but he's got no way of keeping his third alive. He's going to move down here.
With 2 queens, I guess he should be fine. That's a lot of transfuse that he could potentially have, and here we go.
Not a good concave, though. He needs to march forward just a little bit. Doesn't matter. Zenio, realizing that this fight's not going to go his way, does back up, and HayprO going to be moving into a very commanding position. 2 base against 3 base. Finally. No, that's actually...
Still 11 supply up for Zenio. His roach is starting to take a little bit of damage, though.
Yeah,
a couple of his
Zenio
roaches are low HP.
finally starts burrow. This is so late. If he'd had it before, it would have been a different situation, but he doesn't, and it's going to be hard to make anything work at this point. Taking another fight in the top of that third base, but forced to turn around.
A small engagement going on over here as well. Zenio trying to go for some sort of multiple roach aggression. I guess he feels like he's playing against Protoss.
Well, it's multi-pronged roach aggression is good against any race, but HayprO obviously well aware of it. That creep spread has tipped him off, and he's got good unit positioning. Another fight happening here in the third. HayprO going to be forced to pull some units down to support it, and well, it's going to be a close fight. Upgrade-wise, we can see that it's 1-0 to 1-0, but HayprO still has enough, and that superior economy really starting to benefit him as his production starting to pull ahead of Zenio's.
I kind of feel that HayprO survived that crucial phase where he was a little bit vulnerable for those big roach numbers from Zenio, but right now HayprO is really starting to stabilize. +2 is almost ready as well. You see the production tab. He's always making a lot of roaches. Oh, Zenio, all of these roaches are kind of trapped right now.
Wow, HayprO did such a good job of positioning that perfectly. His roaches had sort of fallen behind and were out of position, but the ones that he had in his natural, he just fell back to the ramp, used it to block, and came out well ahead in that engagement. So 136 supply to 80 right now, and HayprO, he's looking pretty unbeatable at this point.
This kind of reminds me of that funny picture they had once about Roach Wars, you know, like Roach against Roach, and you see like +1 Roach and fight. Can you remember you know the picture I mean?
I don't think I recall that one.
And it's like ZVZ, and then you see like the Roach versus Roach, and then it takes like every time a new picture, and you see like the Roaches pushing back the other Roaches just a little bit more. And that's kind of how this feels right now, because HayprO has a better economy, he's getting better trades off, but it's still going to take a little while before he's really going to be able to win this Roach war.
Zenio is finally starting to utilize burrow a little bit, but at this point he's so far behind. It's 40 roaches even for HayprO against only 18 for Zenio. He's got a couple of spine crawlers. Spine crawlers help when it's a close fight, not so much when it's this one-sided.
Nope, probably doubling the army supply right now of Zenio. That's exactly what he does. Beautiful ZVZ by HayprO, and HayprO wins the first map on Daybreak.
What a great game. It was a very nice game. It was not about build orders. It was not about anything else. It was about control. And HayprO exhibited that his was just a little bit better this time.
Well, you could say to Zenio's defense so that HayprO's opening, of course, going 10 pool against player who goes hatch first is really good. But I loved how Zenio handled it for a long time. You kind of questioned the decision of canceling the hatch.
Yeah, but
so did I, because I'm not the ZVZ expert, never said I was. But I thought that was funky as well, but it worked out for him because he allowed himself to get those additional queens, because he probably is aware of the fact, okay, if he has speed so much quicker than me, I will end up losing a queen. So he had money to get a new queen, had money to get spines. It was a really nice and interesting ZVZ.
Yeah, it was very close ZVZ. I was feeling like, okay, you need that hatch because you need the larva advantage that it gives you, but instead Zenio canceled it and used it to get some spine crawlers, which were really helpful in his defense. Maybe when fighting up in his base, positioning queens a little bit poorly and allowing himself to lose a little bit too much. Perhaps if that had gone differently, we would have seen a different outcome. But HayprO played a really brilliant game, exhibiting a fine understanding of how to play that aggressive 10-pool opening.
I couldn't agree more, Ben. I really enjoyed that CVZ.
That game was brought to you guys by Kingston HyprX. Game number 2 going to be coming up after this very, very short commercial break. Don't go anywhere.